Welcome to the International Spelling Bee ecosystem. This is a spelling bee competition management software designed to handle the competition day aspect of the spelling bee. We are going to start by selecting competition, typing our competition name. All right, and I'm going to select manual for the text to speech, as I will be the one pronouncing the words to my students. I will leave the timer at 60 seconds. I am going to import my participants from a spreadsheet, and I will click yes to continue. If I want to add, remove, edit the names, I will use the no. If I've selected an incorrect spreadsheet by mistake, I can click cancel to start the process over again. But for now, we are going to restart the software. And because of we have multiple screens, you will notice that I also have an audience view that is currently active. The spelling bee ecosystem uses 3 dedicated screens, one for the judge, one for the audience, and the other for the speller. We will see these screens as we go about. For now, we are focusing on our judges screen. The next thing we're going to do is to go to settings, click on manage words. We currently have only one word bank, which is competition words with 1,400 words. That's more than enough, but what we then want to do is to come up with our own championship words, which is 100 of increasingly difficult words, which we are going to use for this portion of the competition. Once the words have been loaded, I'm going to click close. The database will be refreshed and reloaded. We are going to have a championship round, which is a one-word round that if one speller is remaining, they will then have a one round, one word try to win the competition. If they don't, the spellers that were eliminated will be returned back. We do have all those international spelling bee rules covered. For an example, you can have a random sequence of words. You can give the same word to all the students within a round. We do have an elimination round where if a word is spelled incorrectly, the next speller will get the same word as well. The all word info will just toggle between seeing this competition statistics screen to see the all word information, where you will see the word to spell, you will see the definition, the sentence, and whatever other information that is available. Here's a list of words sequentially that will come through. And then we do have that random option, but for elimination, we will use this word list as it's being presented to us. The live update basically shows the word to spell to the audience before the speller attempts to spell that word. For the first few words, we are going to look at this from the judge's point of view, and then for the next few, from 5 to speller number 10, we will look at it from the audience point of view. When the judge is ready, they will select the word bank. For this round, I will choose championship words, and then we are going to start the competition. Now, the speller to come on stage is listed there. We can call them speller number 1. Please come to the stage. And once the speller is on stage, we will click next. And the word for the speller is labyrinth. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Labyrinth. You will notice every word as we typed was green, which meant that so far the speller is spelling the word correctly. And by pressing enter, the software will automatically adjudicate and indicate to us whether that is correct or incorrect. And then the next speller on the queue is Sipho Mbenenge. You will also notice that the word for Sipho has already been loaded for us. So we can either call the word now before we click next to give the speller extra seconds, or we can just click next and then call the words. Depends on how you want to use the time that is allocated to the student. And the word for the student is meticulous. And as they spell METICULOUS. That is also correct. And then the next speller online is Leslie Moridili, who will attempt to spell nostalgia. Let's see how it goes. Nostalgia. Oops, he made a mistake. That is incorrect. The same word will be passed over to the next student, Tumelo Bahlaudi. Tumelo, your word is nostalgia. It is a sentimental longing for the past. Used in a sentence, the old song filled him with nostalgia. Part of speech is a noun. Nostalgia. Nostalgia. That is correct. Now, for speller number 5, we are going to switch our perspective and see this from the audience point of view. The audience can already see that the speller online, the next speller online is speller number 5, Lerato Mashilwane, and they can also see the competition status, who is in, who is out. There is some advertisement for the software you can scan to transform your spelling bee. You can have as many sponsors as you want and all the information. So basically the screen you can use for that when we are between spellers. But once the speller steps on stage and then the judges click the next button, I will pause this. We will then see that we have the round number up top with the time prominently displayed. We have our statistics there in terms of how many are active, how many are out already, and then we have the word to spell there. And this is a placeholder for our live video feed. So if you're streaming this or you are on the hall, you can give us a live video feed of either the speller, the judges, or the hall. At the bottom, we have the name of the speller along with their profile, where they are from, which school they represent, and just a placeholder there for the speller profile picture. On the right side of the screen, we have the spelling attempts. As the speller spells, it will also be highlighted in green for the right letter sequence and red for the incorrect letter sequence. And once it's submitted, we will see either a cross or a check mark if all the words are green. We have a visual countdown timer there, and then we can see that the word obsolete is an adjective. The meaning is out of date or no longer in use, and then this will be a list of words that the speller has spelled in the previous rounds. All right, let's resume the clock. And then obsolete, it's OBSOLETE. That is correct. And then may we have speller number 006, Aisha Khan, on stage. Aisha Khan, your word is paradox. And then Aisha spells paradox as PARADAX. Oops, that's a mistake. All right, that is incorrect. And already we can see also on our visual that Aisha Khan is out. Next on the list is Benjamin Carter. Benjamin Carter, you get the same word, paradox, PARADOX. All right, now moving forward, let us then show this from a speller point of view. All right, now this is what the speller sees as the competition is running. Let's go. Speller number 8, Sofia Rodriguez. Your word is quarantine. Quarantine is isolation to prevent disease spread. Quarantine, QWARANTINE. Once the speller says quarantine, the judges will hit the submit button. The software will automatically adjudicate and tell us whether that was correct or incorrect. We will then move on to Liam Cham. Liam Chen, your word is resilient. Resilient. Definition: able to recover quickly from difficulty. Used in a sentence: children are remarkably resilient after change. Part of speech: this is a noun. Now, you will notice that once the clock is under 30 seconds, it will then change to a red background to indicate this to the student that they are running out of time. And when the student is ready, they can then spell out their word, which in this case it is spelled out correctly by Lian Cham. And then the next speller is Olivia Jones. The word for Olivia Jones is serendipity. Serendipity, spelled Sarendipity. And when we adjudicate, the software has identified that the speller made a mistake and they have been eliminated. Now, you will notice that at the end of the round, a list of spellers that have been eliminated are displayed. And then what we are going to do is we're going to show you that this is what the speller sees. And also if we show you what the audience sees, that's exactly what the audience sees. And then if we want to show what the judges see, we will then also show you what the judges see. Back to the audience, and then for this round we are going to look at this competition from the perspective of the judges, because that's what we are interested in, how the software actually works. Now, before we go to round 2, we are just going to remove the elimination. We are going to add some fun by randomizing, and then we will begin the second round. Now, speller, your word is sagacious. Sagacious. That is incorrect. All right, next up is Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil. So, in spelling this word, the judges unfortunately made a mistake with their typing and added an extra G, but because of this software is automatic and matches your spelling against the correct word, it marks the student incorrect and removes them from the competition. All right, and then we move on to the next speller, Magnanimous. That was correctly spelled by Dumelo Bahlaudi, and the word is xenophobia. That was incorrect from the speller, and you will notice now because of the software does go what do you call, sequentially, it still goes to the next word, but because of this is random, when we call out the next speller, that word is the word is then randomized. Quintessential for Benjamin Carter, and Benjamin has got it correct. And then we have onomatopoeia, and miraculously Sophia Rodriguez got that one right. All right, and then we have raconteur, and we're gonna say recounter, and obviously that is incorrect. And who else is next? All right, now this is the end of the round, but we do know that for Ernest Morolong and Sipon Benenge, the judges made typing errors while typing out their submissions. Now, this can only be done immediately at the end of the round. We are going to go to the competition menu. We are going to click on challenge elimination. Only the spellers that were eliminated this round will be shown. I'm going to double click on Sipo. Okay, let's do Ernest first. And now Ernest Morolong will be returned to the game. Click OK to continue. Yes, I've done so now. Ernest is returned and is returned to the order he was within the competition. But we know that Sipho Mbenenge was also removed in error. We are going to challenge elimination again, and then we are going to select Sipho Mbenenge. He is also going to come in the order with which he was meant to participate. Now that we've done that, we are going to continue the competition from the perspective of the audience. And then we're going to begin round number 3. All right. Now, we are going to activate elimination and then remove randomizing. So the word for Ernest is quizzaciously. I hope I say that correctly. Quizzaciously. All right. While we are at it, we might as well let the computer help us in pronouncing this word. So I'm quickly going to select our text-to-speech language to English US, and let's hear how it's pronounced, this word.
Quizzaciously. Quizzaciously.
Quizzaciously. And then I'm going to switch that off, and seeing that the speller has already attempted the word, we are going to submit, which was correct. And then moving on to Sipho Mbenenge, his word is rhabdomyolysis. Ooh, rhabdomyolysis. These kids are smart. Huh. All right, and then next up is sesquipedalian. Sesquipedalian. That was incorrect from Tumelo Bashaudi. All right, and then moving on to Benjamin Carter. He also gets the same word, sesquipedalian. This is such a difficult word. Let's see what Sophia can do. Sesquipedalian. All right, nobody could get that word correctly, and because it's the end of the round, there will be a new word for the next round. But for now, we only have 2 spellers that are active, which is Ernest Morolongli, Sipho Mbenenge. As we go to round number 5, spellers. Ernest Morolong, your word is church. Church. That is correct. And for Sipho Mbenenge, his word is unctuous. That is also correct. The word for Ernest is Vicenial. Vicenial. That is incorrect. Ernest is out. So if Sipho spells this word correctly, he will then move on to the championship round. And he gets the same word as well. Vicenial. That is incorrect because of both of them have spelled the word incorrectly. Both of them are now back in the competition. And we do it again. And your word is Worcestershire. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Sipho Mbenenge, your word is Worcestershire. Sipho has got the word correctly. Now, Sipho has a chance to win the spelling bee by doing the championship word. Let's see how it goes. Sipho Mbenenge, your championship word is... Let's get the computer to pronounce this one for us. I don't know what this is.
Xanthocroism. Xanthocroism.
Xanthocroism. Xanthocroism.
Xanthocroism.
Let's try. Oh, no. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. So it means going back to round number 7, both spellers are back in the competition. So for this final part, let's see this from the judge's point of view. All right, let's begin round 7. Ernest Morolong, your word is zygote. Zygote, zygote. That is correct. Saifon Benench, your word is acumen. That is incorrect. Okay, there the judge made a mistake. I'm sorry. So these judges need to be very careful. Unfortunately, it's not a championship because this guy needs to come back, and then we're gonna go back to round number 8. All right, benevolent. Benevolent. Is it correct? Saifon Benench, your word is benevolent. That is correct. And then we are back to the championship word again. Let's see how it goes, Mr. Beneng. Your word is cacophony. Cacophony. That is correct. And congratulations to our champions, speller 002, Sipo Benenge. Now the competition is over. This is the graphic that we see from our television screen, our YouTube stream, our projected view on the hall. So now, next thing is we are going to restart the competition because of this was a regional championship. We need to send the results to our regional newspaper. So we are going to click on competition, click previous competition, find our completed competition, and we're going to click start. All right, now that we have our competition open, we are going to click on competition, click on previous results. We can look at completed and competition that are currently inactive. And for this competition, here is the information for all the students. We are just going to click results. And once we click results, the computer will automatically prepare a Word document that will be saved on your computer with these results round by round per student all the way to the end. This we can see from here. Copy this and paste onto a spread a text a word processor, and we can see how this word tripped a lot of them. We can see also that in round 6 Sipho could not correctly spell the championship word all the way until the end. If I bring to you the Word document that was created, you will notice that it has our competition name there with the date, and we have all of our 10 spellers and the word they received in each round. We can see the spellers that were eliminated in round 1. You will recall that Ernest and Sipho, the judges, made a mistake when capturing their information. Although it says incorrect, they were not eliminated in round 2. And then the competition continued, and you can see the word and what the child has spelled all the way to the championship round. All right, I'm gonna minimize this, and then with that we are done. However, you can also go back and select each speller if you want to see exactly what the speller spelled per round, and that data will also be exported and saved as a Word document if you want to. And that concludes our presentation of the Spelling Bee software. Thank you for watching. Please scan the code to get your copy of the spelling bee. We will see you in our next video when we properly do a rundown on the learning portion of the spelling bee ecosystem. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.